Maybe you've seen it on the internet. There's a young lady giving 3 reasons why she is an atheist, and I'm going to respond to her 3 reasons today. Here she is.
3 reasons, among many, that I am an atheist. Have you ever noticed that most people are the religion of their parents? You'd think that if there was one super obvious religion, then everyone would have converted to that by now. But instead, most people are the religion that their parents are affiliated with.
So she's talking about people being the religion that their parents are affiliated with, and there should be one obvious religion. I want to reply to that. There is. There really is. There are, by everybody's estimates, 2.4 billion Christians on the planet. That makes them by far the largest faith group on the planet. There are also, talk about religious books, there are far more Bibles than any other book on the planet. No close second, not from any other religion. Let me give you the numbers. There are, we're told by reliable sources who aren't Christians, there are 7 billion Bibles. 7 billion Bibles. That's the size of the population of the globe. 7 billion Bibles in circulation on the planet. That doesn't mean every person has one. Of course it doesn't mean. It means some people have 6, like I do. But there are 7 billion. The next closest religious book would be the Quran, 800 million. 800 million compared to 7 billion. If I'm an alien, I land on the planet and I say, show me your most important book. It's going to be the Bible, right? It's the Bible. It's obviously outstanding. Furthermore, biblical Judeo-Christianity is older than any other religion, and that's pretty easy to prove. So there is one obvious religion, but let's go on. She has more to say.
If there is a God, then he must be a really horrible person. It's not uncommon to hear believers say, oh, God saved my baby, what a miracle, even though that same God is completely ignoring all of the babies dying in extreme poverty across the world. It seems to me like God favors those who already live in affluent societies who have access to great medical care. But if you bring this up to believers, they'll say some nonsense about how God has to test some people.
All right, so there's your argument. God is horrible. But what I want to say is the young lady is ignoring the fall. All the suffering is because of the Bible's doctrine of the fall. The fall explains why there's all the suffering. It's because of our rebellion against God. It's because of our rejection against God. We will not have him to be our God. Go back to Genesis chapter 3. 3rd chapter in the Bible, and it tells us why there's all the suffering. It's because of our fall that all the horrors of life exist. So it's not that God's horrible, it's that we're horrible, and we need redemption. We need Christ. We need pardon. Furthermore, the young lady is missing the fact that in her atheist worldview, there is no reason to even care about human suffering. Those suffering humans, they're not made in the image of God. They're just random collections of atoms. They're just carbon units. And who cares if a carbon unit suffers? Only in our worldview does suffering matter, does suffering count. And there will be a last day when God will deal with all injustices and all human suffering in various ways. Let's listen to our 3rd reason.
Heard tons of personal anecdotes about miracles and seeing things that couldn't be explained, but to me, every time I hear a story like that, there's always a more logical explanation for the phenomenon. Some say the human body is evidence that God exists, but it's riddled with design issues. We get addicted easily, our eyes are too weak, we need surgery constantly.
She's saying there's no evidence that God exists. And I want to say, well, except the whole universe. She obviously has no clue that the whole universe is witnessing loudly to everyone everywhere all the time about the existence of God. The heavens declare the glory of God. The firmament shows his handiwork. She obviously has no clue that the entire intelligent design movement exists. Like, have you never run into it? Have you never read any of the evidences for God's existence? There is powerful evidence for the existence of God in the origins of the universe, what was necessary for the origins, in the fine-tuning of the universe, and the emergence of life on the planet, in the clear, unmistakable marks of specified complexity of intelligent design seen, for example, in DNA or in a human brain. There's just massive evidence for the existence of a divine creator, of God, if you only have eyes to see. Oh, may the Lord give this young lady eyes to see. Thanks for listening.